Reporting to you live from the Mickey Rizzle's podcast studio.
Live in studio. This feels good.
May 29th at, hold on, wait, 12:48 p.m.
My phone's right here.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see it. I had to look at my watch.
He's so focused. On TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, fucking everything.
Everything.
Everything, man. Tom DeGiuli.
What's popping? How we doing? We live, baby.
Good to see you. I don't know, maybe people jump in. You're going to see people are going to constantly jump in, jump out, jump in, jump out.
Oh, we love it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hang out, don't hang out. Don't fucking care.
So I am the first live guest.
You are the first live guest. I've been doing a couple of live stream videos to try to just get my feet wet with it and just make sure that the system that we built can actually handle the lives. And it's been good. It's been good so far, and it's been a little rock steady. But then obviously with work and everything that I've had to do the last couple of weeks, the traveling to Vegas, Nick just asked me to go to Toronto on Sunday for Regan, and there's a lot of traveling. Maybe Dubai in July again. So Dubai would be cool. But last time I went in the winter. So I'm sure Dubai in the summer is going to be a very different experience.
So what's your next trip coming up?
Potentially it would be Toronto on Sunday.
Cool.
Yeah, because I got Hyrox this weekend. I tried to locate Pooch on Sunday. I'm going to try to get him on.
Oh, yeah, you told me that the other
at 5 p.m. I don't know if anybody that's in here that's going to watch the show or communicate or hang out. Anybody that is interested in tickets for Hyrox. So New York City Hyrox, they're reopening the queue for spectator passes at 5 p.m.
Today.
Cool. Today.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how that has blown up to be like the new CrossFit of the industry. Like, because everybody, every gym, every person wants to do it.
Yeah.
And I see it all over all the time. And like, you can become a certified Hyrox coach now and teach people how to do it. I'm sure there's like a lot of techniques on what to do and how to do it, but it's pretty crazy how that has blown up.
Yeah. Well, you see a lot of the CrossFit athletes that were very big in that space. They're actually coming back over to Hyrox, and now that's their focus of training now. So it's like, as opposed to just training for the CrossFit Games, they're doing the Hyrox training instead. So obviously you have all these different athletes that have large reaches that are trying new sports, and their fans, and let's say they have 500,000 followers, 1 million followers. They're going to be like, the fuck's Hyrox? I'm kind of interested in that.
So now, do you think it is so prevalent and so popular because everybody is doing it? Like, it's kind of.
I think it's a lot of people just being super interested of like following the crowd of where the next fitness trend is.
Yeah.
You kind of saw the birth of it lately in the last probably year to 2 years with like the run clubs and all that stuff. I think it's cool. I think it's cool to see different trends pop up. For a long time it was like very, very cool to compete in bodybuilding. Men's physique, bikini. You saw tons of competitors in the mid 2010s, I'd say. So that scene was really popping off, and it's not that it's died down a lot. I think that sport has kind of weeded out the people that don't want to do the extra stuff to get to where they need to get to the Olympia stage and whatnot. Wink, wink, hint, hint. But obviously that still is pretty prevalent in CrossFit too. I mean, they don't test in CrossFit, so
Everybody's on gear.
everybody's on something.
Everybody in every sport, every single modality, whatever you call it, they're on steroids.
Yeah, they're on a little something. They're
Did you see
topping the motor oil off.
Did you see the Liver King documentary?
I have not.
Oh, I watched it
I've
with
seen
Sam.
a couple of clips.
I watched it with her yesterday, and it was interesting because he was exposed, right, 2 years ago by more plates, more dates. And I wanted to see what this guy did and how he did it in order to get this huge following and almost become a billionaire. Basically, he had a marketing team, and they just used his platform and his message and just went nuts with it. Just like put it everywhere, did skits, content, all this stuff. And of course he was on gear. Of course he was juiced out of his mind.
When did he? I'm trying to cut in on you. I'm trying to figure out his net worth at his hiatus, like his high point. I mean,
I think what they said on it was like 700 or 800 million. So
get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. So
what point?
Probably the height of his
2022.
2022. Yeah, that's when he was booming. Yeah. So
his net worth in 2025 is $310 million.
Oh, I'm way off then. Okay. That's still a lot of money.
I mean, who knows? Maybe it was higher at that point, and since he's obviously lost a lot of his steam, maybe he just sold a bunch of shit and it used to be that much. Who knows?
It's very interesting because of what his background was. Like, he was already a scam artist to begin with. Like, he was,
Ryan Johnson.
he was going into what I won't spoil it for you or anybody because I want people to watch it. It's pretty interesting. But he was a scammer to begin with what he was doing with GNC and him selling drugs apparently. But his whole message was him
selling liver.
Yeah, basically. And his whole message was, you can look like this if you do what I do. But no, you're on gear. You're on hard drugs. He was on like, what was it, like $12,000 of
$12,000 a month, bro.
Yeah,
$12,000 a month
of stuff. Yeah,
of steroids. What?
Yeah,
that's insane.
It's pretty interesting.
That's so crazy.
And I wanted to see like how do these types of people get that much success and that much notice?
Well, it's a sensationalism. It's unfortunately making the wrong people famous.
And the marketing team behind him. So it was a lot of things. It was the marketing team. It was kind of preying on men specifically, of weak men and not knowing what to do with their lives or how to get a certain physique. And a lot of it was, just the content and the craziness and the viral posts. And this whole time I'm wondering, I'm like, how is it possible for this guy to fool all these people?
Bro, it happens all the time, though. That's the unfortunate side of it.
Yeah,
I agree with you wholeheartedly. That's the unfortunate side of the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
And how far a marketing team can actually go for you.
Yeah.
Where how far they can actually push your public image, whether in the light or the dark side of it, whatever it might be. And they can really just with a certain amount of marketing dollars behind that push, they could push you to be one of the most recognized faces in the world.
Yeah.
Whether for good or for bad. I mean, I hate to bring up people like this, but like take Kim Kardashian, bro. Nobody knew her before she fucked him on camera. Ray J? I don't even know. I think that's who it was. Nobody knew her. You know what I'm saying? How much is she worth now? Crazy.
And people will feed into that name like it's...
The new thing is Josh Block, this kid on TikTok. I hate to just throw like all these names out there, but I don't have anything. I don't like dislike the kid, but he's a kid who's like special needs.
Yeah.
And these people fuck with him on the internet. Okay, like I get it. Like the videos are funny. They yell at him, put the fries in the bag, and he runs at them. I make more money than you and all this shit.
Does he do it with his dad? Is it?
No. He's like in the wild. Yeah, he's in the wild.
Oh.
And listen, I think some of it is authentic, or maybe in the beginning it was authentic, but then obviously as the skit runs on, I'm sure to some capacity, I don't know how mentally challenged he is or not capable in that sense he is, but I'm sure at some point he's leaning into it to play that character. How many people have to play the character that they became famous on? How long could Liver King stay in skit? I wouldn't be shocked if he leaked his own fucking records to just, I can't do it anymore. I can't eat this shit anymore. I imagine he's just like behind the scenes. He's like, I can't eat raw liver anymore and pretend like I'm this person anymore.
It's just not natural. Like, we don't live in the Stone Ages anymore. I'm very fortunate. We're very fortunate that we don't have to go in the wild and hunt a bull and rip its testicles off and eat it. Like, it's pretty self-explanatory. Like, I can easily go to the grocery store and get a steak and make it. Like, it's not that hard. But, like, I get, like, the whole message behind it because of our roots of us as human beings, but we're not in the Stone
Ages. It ain't that anymore.
It ain't that anymore.
Although I do think it's pretty cool in terms of, like, being able to be self-sustaining to some extent.
Yeah.
Live off the land, be self-sustaining.
Yeah, that's cool.
But I'll tell you what, man. If I see a Cold Stone, I want to stop and eat. I want to get a little Cold Stone, man. That's the throwback.
Love ice cream.
That's the throwback. I actually want to hunt because I want to get some meat for Kenji. For those that don't know, if you're watching the live stream,
the wolf underneath. I
have a wolf
underneath the desk.
I have a 100-pound Akita.
Yeah.
So he's just kind of hanging out down there. But I would love to be able to get. I'd have to do it when I have a home because I don't have any room for it right now. But I'd love to be able to get just a chest freezer and just throw meat in there from a hunt.
Have you ever seen my friend Thosh Collins?
Nope.
So shout out to Thosh. He is cool as can be because that's basically what he does. Like, he hunts, he works out.
Sick.
He works out really well. Like, he does a lot of fast twitch workouts, but he basically goes out and hunts. This guy's like a modern day like Indian Native American hunter. Like, it's pretty cool.
Does he bow hunt or does he shoot? Does he hunt with a rifle?
I think he bow hunts.
Yeah, the bow hunters are crazy.
Yeah, so he basically hunts whatever it is, deer or anything. He makes videos about how he cuts them, how he serves them, how he does it. It's pretty cool. It's very interesting. Yeah.
I don't know how I'd feel. I've had this conversation with Jamal before on the podcast. I don't know how I would feel about killing an animal. I feel like I would be a little bitch about certain things.
I think if you're using it for food, I think then it's okay. If you're just killing it just to kill it, or if you're killing it just to get a trophy, I don't agree with that. I think
Like the big game hunters that go to Africa, they kill a lion.
yeah,
That's in a pen. Essentially, it's in like an actual reserve.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. Like if you're like on a farm and if you're in somewhere and you are using deer meat to feed your family, then okay, I could see behind that. But if you're doing it to kill a lion or an elephant, like a majestic creature, like, and you're not eating it, you're just posting on Instagram like, hey, I just killed this beautiful lion. Like, wow, look at me. Like that's like that. It just goes back to like how animals, they kill each other because of natural selection. Like if a crocodile ate a gazelle, all right, well, the crocodile has to eat. You can't like you see videos like that on Instagram. People are like, oh, well, why didn't they save the gazelle? Why didn't they go in the water and try to save it? It's a crocodile. It's got to eat. That thing is going to rip your hand off and kill you instead. It's not thinking about, oh, the poor little gazelle. No, like if it's natural selection, that's different. But yeah,
I like the video of the gorillas fighting in the zoo, and this woman in the background just goes, "Someone get the zookeeper. The fuck is he gonna do?
Yeah,
jump in there and start slugging him too?
Tranquilizer.
Oh my god! Somebody go get Mike Tyson. Get Tyson in there. just hitting the ribs of the gorilla, just getting in there.
Mike Tyson having tigers as a pet.
I mean, evidently that's a trend with famous people. They just have these exotic animals as pets. I don't know. Most of them don't even have regular dogs. You jump right to a leopard or some shit. That's a big jump.
And animals are very interesting because they don't feed off money or nothing. They're just primal.
They're just hanging out, not paying
creatures.
rent. We're out here. We're the fucking suckers. We're out here paying rent on everything, taxes on everything.
The lion's just in the safari, just chilling with his hands covered and looking at all these gazelles. Like, oh, look at all this free food.
Yeah, I think I'll chase one in an hour. I'm just gonna enjoy this sun on my balls real quick. Just fucking spread it out. Yeah, man, I kind of selling it for me. I may have to go to the Serengeti. What happened to Nick? He sold everything. He's just laying out there with the lions. He's become one of the pride.
What do you think about the ocean?
Whoa. Okay. Go on.
What do you think about the ocean? I think it's terrifying. I think it's the scariest place on the planet.
Well, what's the statistic? It's that we know more about space. What percentage? We know more about space than like 20% of our oceans or some shit.
Yes, yeah. So basically, we explore more of space than we do of the oceans and what's underneath and what's happening.
Let's see. How much more space do we know than our oceans? Hopefully Gemini picks that up and he's like, dumbass, this is what you meant to say. Oh my God. Yeah, of course the quote's not coming up. Unexplored oceans. Ocean depths are still 95% unexplored.
That's wild.
That is terrifying.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So I like the water. Like when me and Sam went to Cancun for New Year's, like the waves were like, there was like a really bad rainstorm the night before and the waves were nuts. They were crazy. They were basically saying, don't go in the water. Like, do not do it. Like, and me, what do? I go in the water.
Well, that's a Cabo thing. You can't go in the water in Cabo either.
Yeah.
It's very dangerous.
So the lifeguards, it's Mexico. They don't give a crap. They don't care.
They're like, all right,
all right, whatever.
All right,
so
white
Sam's
boy,
just like watching me. She like has her eyes on me. Like, all right, if he gets sunken in, then I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna try something. So the waves are just crazy. They were so much fun. They were just like, it was like adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
So I look back at Sam and I'm like 20, 30 feet like going this way. I'm like, wait, wasn't I over there? And then all of a sudden I feel my foot just get like caught. I'm like, oh no. So I just started going back. It's not worth it. It was fun though.
Yeah, your mind starts playing games on you on what could be in the depths.
Yes.
The drift is crazy. With certain places like that, Cabo, you couldn't go in the water. The actual current will just take you halfway to the beach before you even realize it.
Yep, and that's what happened to me.
Unless you have a fixated location.
Yep.
And then people try to paddle against it as opposed to just go directly to shore where they are.
Yep.
They try to get back to their other location, then they tire themselves out and they fucking drown.
You ever play this fishing game, Dredge?
I've heard of it. You know, I downloaded it on the PC because I heard it was great.
It is so much fun. I want to replay it. It's great. It's like really simple fishing game and you make money, fish, and you make money. But it's really interesting because the ocean is so scary that you may never know what is beneath you.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's like so terrifying but amazing at the same time. My cousin from Argentina, she's actually a marine biologist. So this girl swims with sharks all the time. Like, yay, I'm just gonna go in and take pictures of sharks. Like, she loves it. She loves it. And it's so like scary and amazing at the same time because like as 5% of the ocean has been explored, we found so many species of like fish and everything that's happening. Like, but what is really, really deep down below in the whole oceans, or what's like the biggest fish creature that is here today besides like the whale? Maybe there's something deep down below that's there. It's pretty crazy.
Well, there are people that say the Meg, like the megalodon and all that different stuff. Yeah. There are people, I'm just trying to pull up this just to see. All right, there we go. Cool. There are people that say that is still somewhat in existence. We've just not been able to see it yet. Now, I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked. The other lore is that we haven't really actually found Atlantis and all these other cities. They're just staying kind of off the beaten path away from us because there is such an ability to do so. I don't know. Where do we go from here? The Mariana Trench, right? The Mariana Trench or whatever it's called.
Mariana's Trench, whatever it's called. Yeah.
I think that's off the East Coast. That's right over here. So we haven't explored anything besides putting down the cable that connects Europe to the United States. I forget what that is. It's a transatlantic cable, but is it for internet? I think it's for internet. I don't know. But anyway, besides just doing that, where do you go? I mean, they tried to send those fucking guys down to see the Titanic in that sardine can, and they blew up. So we obviously don't have the correct technology to really. Well, that was also privatized, but we also
what was it called? The little submarine of like the 5 people.
Yeah, it was like Ocean Gate type shit.
Yes, the billionaires, and they like imploded. Yeah, that's correct.
I just saw a new video of that where I'm laughing. I'm not laughing at them. I'm just saying it's like fucking insane. The wife of the guy who owns the company or something like that, she was watching the actual radar, and you hear the blow up, and she looks at the guy to her right, and she was just like, "What was that?" Like they're just, and he kind of like looks around, looks at the other guy over his shoulder, bro.
That's
and then but the fact that you heard that shit, and then they dragged that on for days. Oh no, they're alive. We promise. No, they were they're very gone.
They were disintegrated. Their insides and everything were just like literally just like melted. Like shh, it's it. Like pink.
Yeah, just a mist.
Dust. Yeah. Hello.
What is that?
Hello.
I don't know what that is. Anyway,
telemarketer. How's your car insurance going today?
Coming on my TikTok stream? That's crazy.
We have a business opportunity.
No, you're not allowed to join my stream. Get the fuck out of here. It's just me and DeGiuli and Mr. Kenji. What was I going to say about that? I think the other crazy part about that whole thing is how many times are they going to make the same Titanic documentary? How many times do we need to see it? Yo, we get it. The ship sunk. It's down there. It sucked. We get it. Like every 2 years, we got another documentary coming out. This new 3D scan. Yeah. Bro, I've seen the ballroom. I get it. I saw Leo on the ship too. Okay? I saw him on the ship. It was great. It was redone perfectly. I don't need to see any more. Let that shit just like lay there. Unless you're going to bring that up. Unless you're going to bring it up to the surface and we're going to make a museum out of it and I can go check it out. It's cool. We get it. Go explore other shit. Go use those funds for some other crazy shit.
Yeah.
Go find those airplanes that disappeared that we can't find. I want to see that shit.
The Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah, Bermuda Triangle, man. The conspiracy theory is that it's a portal to another world. I mean, I've seen some crazy videos. But nowadays, you can't believe jack shit because of AI. You really can't. The Google really just fist fucked us with Google VO. That is just going to be the demise of any type of belief system when it comes to what we see and what we perceive as real on the internet. It's kind of over. It really is. Because today is the worst that, like today right now, is the worst that AI will ever be right now. Think about it in a week, in a month, in a year. Yeah. It's terrifying.
I use ChatGPT just to make like the little cartoon animation stuff.
Yeah.
But sometimes like I'll put it in like, hey, like how can I market my business better? And
I think that is a great use.
In 2 seconds, it'll be like, well, this is what you should do. It gives me like 20 different ideas with just different niches or the Instagram algorithm. It's pretty cool right now. It is pretty scary though. It's it's pretty nuts how fast it gets everything done.
But once again, it's the worst that it's ever going to be today.
Yeah.
So at what point do we start? Me personally, I think anything that's created with AI in terms of like video or photo renditions and or just the use of any of that needs to have a watermark on it created with AI.
Yeah.
We need to have some type of a worldwide understanding that there's a lot of really stupid people that aren't going to believe what they see to a T on the internet. We can't have that.
There's even sometimes where I'm looking at videos and it's like you could tell it's AI. Like some people may not see it. Like you could see like different things on the outlines, or if it looks like CGI. It's like if you're watching a Godzilla movie, it's like, oh, well, this is clearly CGI. It's not a guy in a rubber suit. It's not somebody banging on toy buildings. No, it's literally an animation. But with AI, sometimes you have to like look like, wait, is this real?
Yeah. You got to do that little double take.
Yeah, is it real? No, it's not. But it's pretty scary.
Yeah, I mean, think about the rage bait that people put out nowadays.
Terminator Judgment Day.
Oh, yeah, we're going to have to fight these fucking things. That's really what I'm training for at this point. I'm just training to be able to do these things. But none of my jiu-jitsu training is going to help me against a Terminator. So I guess I'm back to the sandbags with you. That's going to be the only thing. Just suplexing Terminators.
Crush grip, baby. Just triple extend. Boom. Smash.
Just smashing every Terminator.
Smash.
Oh.
T1000. T1000.
T1000?
The villain one was. That was like a body shifting Terminator where it could match people's like identities.
Nah, creepy.
Switch things up. T800, I think that was Arnold. That was like just like a regular Terminator bot. It's scary.
Yeah, I mean, but once again, where do we go from here? That's the question. Where does it go from here, and how crazy is it going to get before we all kind of just collectively say, all right, we need some regulation. We need some regulation with the amount with what is being pushed out into the world. That's really what it comes down to.
Human nature, it's never enough. So.
I think that's going to revert us back. I think it's going to revert us back to a more, not primitive state, but I think it's going to revert us back to a more neutralized, less dependent on the internet for everything. Because at what point are we going to not, like I said, not believe everything that we see, so people just are going to start going outside and touching grass instead? Fake video after fake video. It's just okay, I'm good. Yeah, I'm all set on my internet consumption today.
Well, it's a lot of saturation with what we're seeing on social media, like what we always talk about. People are just mindlessly like looking at stuff all day and they don't even realize they're doing it. So that's why I'm big on whatever you allow yourself to see on Instagram or TikTok. Like that's very vital to your health and your mentality, you know? But even like what I do with kettlebells, with everything, like it's very saturated. Everybody's doing the same thing. It's like basically who's better than the other or who's teaching better than the other. It's like it's very saturated. So most of the time people are just getting shoved so much stuff in their face and they're like, well, I don't know what to believe. I don't know what to do. Like, why am I?
So many contradicting points. One guy says you should hold the kettlebell like this. You say you should hold the kettlebell like this. Yeah. Sam says you should hold the kettlebell like this. And then somebody just goes, I don't know what the fuck to do. And then they have a paralysis by option.
Yeah, it's a lot of saturation, and that's even in regular gyms. Because in regular gyms, like, you know, what differentiates you from other trainers or from the manager or from what they're doing? Like, do you know a certain skill? Do you know how to use sandbags? Do you know how to, like, I don't know, fix back pain? Do you know how to?
Well, it comes down. It also comes down to the actual person themselves, because people buy into people. It's hot in here, right?
It's all right.
It always gets hot in here.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's because the computer, the lights, everything. It gets hot as hell in here. I need to like bust a wall open. And
I mean, it's also going to be June, so I should have wore shorts and a t-shirt. But
I also have a hoodie on, so I'm a dumbass. Anyway,
you always have a hoodie on.
So
show your muscles.
No, it's to hide my love handles.
I have love handles.
Yeah, but you're different.
I can grab them. No, they're different. They're still love handles.
Yeah, different though. So when you could pick up a almost 400-pound sandbag, it's different.
380.
380, who's counting?
380. Me.
Yeah, all of us. So it becomes very difficult. It becomes very difficult to like separate yourself. And listen, everybody wants to be an influencer now. How many people have podcasts? So people buy into people and like to watch people that they just that they enjoy to watch.
Yeah.
You know, somebody could watch me right now. You can watch me on TikTok and you might hate everything that I'm saying. You may hate my voice. You may hate what I look like. Don't matter to me. It's cool. But then the next person that comes through, they may like it. And the person that left already because they couldn't stand me, they may scroll and find another guy that does a podcast they really enjoy.
Yep.
It's all personal preferences. On the side of like the straight influencer base, where a lot of these influencers probably just people will say you're just saying that even though you're sort of like in that space with the podcast, I'm not really pushing anything. I'm just hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, a lot of the influencers that I see nowadays, though, with the AI, they have AI influencers now. And that...
Oh, yeah. It's
dude,
not real.
bro, it's exactly like the influencers that you see that you just wind up scrolling past. You just go... You can almost not tell the difference. It's so crazy. There was a video of a girl vlogging at Coachella. And obviously, it's not updated to what Coachella looks like right this second.
Yeah.
It's a prompt and something that was conceptualized within the AI itself, but probably gathering previous year photos and videos and whatnot. I'll tell you, man, if you are an influencer and you're not really like interesting and you don't really bring any value to the table to stuff like that, that is scary. That shit's going to replace you in 4 seconds.
I mean, it's just like entertainment. It's just like, what are you doing that I cannot see in a movie or a TV show? It's like I watch TV shows, I watch movies to be entertained, like horror movies, Avengers movies, TV shows, comedies. Like that's what I watch to be entertained. When I'm on Instagram and when I'm doing stuff, I use it. We both use it for business. I use it to create and to teach people and to show people how to get really strong. But it's like what I'm intaking is, I don't want to look at skits. I don't want to look at stupid stuff all day. Maybe here and there, like funny memes and stuff. Yeah, of course. But like I don't want my whole feed to just be of nonsense and this of, garbage. Like that's why I can't do TikTok, because TikTok is like just mindlessly scrolling and looking at different skits of people and what they're doing. It's just like melting my brain. I can't do that,
Yeah, one of the hard things about TikTok, and if anybody's here watching, listening, whatever, I don't know if they are, I can't even see. But anyway, one of the difficult things with TikTok is because it is such a quick hit platform, like just quick hit with the clips.
Yeah.
They don't really build some creators they will. I'll say there are some creators that they definitely do. But I would say most of the people that follow accounts, they don't really build like an actual engagement style relationship with the person that they followed.
Yeah.
Especially with like a channel like mine with the podcast clips. Some people may follow because they saw a clip of you. Some people may follow because they saw a clip of the dude Beethoven that I trained with at Sarah's. Some people may follow because of Jamal. And then when I do a live, they go, "Oh, I thought it was the other dude's show because I saw that clip of him," or something like that. And then there's really no correlation sometimes, and they don't really stick around. And a lot of the 53,000 followers that I have on here, 52, however many I have, that doesn't really correlate to 52,000 subscribers on my YouTube that are actually going to watch the full episode and chill and like give feedback and ask questions.
Me and Sam watched another documentary yesterday. It was A Deadly American Marriage. So basically a guy from Ireland had 2 wives. One was from Ireland with his 2 kids biologically, and another one was from America. So the first wife died from an asthma attack, and they were saying that he probably strangulated her or he killed her. And then when he moved to America, to the States with this other chick, she was basically trying to prove that he was abusive, he was aggressive. She put cameras all over the house. She found proof of him being aggressive, and they ended up killing him because there was like an altercation that happened between the guy and his wife. The woman's father came there. He beat him on the head with a bat, and they just like beat him so mercilessly, whatever. His skull was in pieces. Like the amount of force and trauma you need to put to a human skull to do that is a lot. So they just brutally murdered this dude. But in the trial, in the thing, these people got 20 to 25 years in prison, but then new evidence came out that maybe the other guy was the aggressor. So they got them out of jail, but it was like a topsy-turvy of, new evidence on this side, new evidence on this side. Oh, the dad's bad. Oh, the mom's bad. Like it was so back and forth that like we were just like, oh my God, I'm on the guy's side. No, wait, now I'm on the wife's side. Long story short, when the kids finally testified against these people, the judge with the second trial, they had another trial. They got arrested again, put in trial, got like 3 years in prison. And even the judge, he's like, honestly, like, I don't even know what's happening. I can't differentiate who's guilty or who's not. He's like, I don't know what to believe. So he's like, all right, do some time in jail and that's it. But like, even with this type of stuff, you you don't know the truth. You don't know what to believe, or like they could be looking at me like, oh, it's Tom's show. Like, no, it's not. I'm just a clip of the guest. Like, it's Nick's show. It's just funny how
well, it's the perception of whoever's watching it and viewing it and what they're seeing it as. That's really what it is. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's, the social media thing's an interesting world. Like we kind of started with. It's almost like making the wrong people famous in a lot of different areas, and then you just then 4 years down the line, they're just like, oh, okay, yeah, we I don't know why we fed into that person or the bullshit, the Liver King and all this stuff. It's a very interesting world of who people gravitate towards. If it's the sensationalism, if it's because they rage bait, if it's because they're entertaining. It's just very weird, the psychology behind that form of entertainment.
2012 is when I think Instagram and social media really started popping off.
Snagging an energy drink. Keep talking.
Yeah, was when social media really started popping off with Instagram, with Facebook. Because there was like MySpace and there was Facebook. But then I believe I had Instagram when I was 16 years ago. So whatever year that is. Because I remember making it when I was in Maine and with my family. I can't remember the year. So, that's when a lot of these famous influencers started coming out. It was mainly bodybuilding. It was mainly fitness. So now that was a long time ago. But these people are still on drugs. Like, they never stop. So now, thank you. So now all those problems and all those health issues, they're coming out and about today. So, they did all this fame and all this stuff for fortune and views and selling supplements. But now it's like, was it really all worth it? Because now your health is in shambles. You're not really the next shiny red ball thing, like the shiny red ball, like, oh, wow, it's another shiny thing. Oh, wow, that's another of this. Oh, well, I don't give a crap about Johnny Walker, John Sky, whatever his name is, because now I remember seeing him. Now he's a kid who's famous on YouTube and Instagram. He looked ripped. He looked sick. Now he has swelling in like his hands and his feet. Like, he has congestive heart failure. But he's young, and now he's having these really bad health issues. So is really all those drugs and all that fame worth it when you're gonna die in 15 to 20 years?
It's all relative.
It's nuts.
I hear a lot of guys. I've said it countless times. I hear a lot of guys say, I'd rather live 40 years as a lion than 80 as a sheep. Nah. And then they're fucking begging for people to hit their GoFundMe because they don't want to die, because they're having organ failure, because they've pounded steroids or pounded. You see all these food influencers throughout all social media, these people that are 300-400 pounds, and they're just plugging away, just eating, and then one of them dies.
I want to live 80 years as like a gorilla or as a rhino.
I just want to hang out, bro. I don't know how many years we got, but I just want to hang out while I'm doing it. I just want to drink a couple energy drinks here and there, drink some water.
I want to live to be.
Palm Springs not my favorite, but it's better than purified water. Spring water is better than purified water.
Word. I want to live like a hippo. Just like
a hippo.
Like, it's fast. It's brolic. Eats food. It's a little chubby.
So you're already living like a hippo.
Kind of, yeah.
So you're already embodying it. Literally.
I'm embodying a hippo. Because it's very powerful and very tough, but it's also soft and,
yeah,
it can run fast.
Yeah. Before we change topics to training, I actually wanted to. I told you when you walked in, I wanted to get your take on this because
Yes.
I was scrolling on Reddit and I couldn't believe it. You know Sydney Sweeney? You know this chick?
That is
blonde chick.
Yeah, she
big
was
boobs.
on Euphoria.
Yeah, blonde chick, big boobs, so everybody knows her. Okay, sorry, it's your MO. It's what you've leaned into. By always having them out. Sydney Sweeney releases a limited edition soap made of her actual bathwater.
That's gross.
Brother, what?
Yeah, I don't know.
She posted, "You kept asking about my bathwater from the Dr. Squatch ad, so we kept it." Introducing Sydney Sweeney's, that was the chick who played Iron Man's wife, Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yes.
She sold her vagina's smell candle. That's fucking crazy.
One girl
that is so crazy.
One girl sold her farts in a jar.
Oh,
and she made like $250 a year.
All right, I got to speak to the men of the world right now, gentlemen.
No, that's like some OnlyFans stuff. That's like if somebody DM'd her and was like, hey, like, you had a ad on the soap thing, but I want like your personal like body odor. I want your personal skin. Like,
I saw your leg day. I saw your leg day routine, and I just couldn't help but notice that your socks were drenched. Do you mind sending them? See, Kenji agrees. He wants the socks.
But that's kind of what it is. That's not like a product that you should sell. That's like something that she would just do on her own. That's very weird.
Brother, let me tell you something.
Nah, that's very
Let me
odd.
tell you something. One of the hardest things for me to understand is I'm going to use it, the simping that these dudes do. Thank you, Kenji. Put the period on that. Just to try to be noticed or just to be creepy in general.
Well, they want intimacy, they want love, they want romance, and they think that buying something like that is going to give it to them. Oh, well, if I buy her soap, her body odor soap, then she'll notice me. Like, no, that's not.
It's a website called Ensemble. My man Tom's on there. Go buy yourself a kettlebell. Get his training. You won't be lonely anymore. At least you have Tom yelling at you about proper kettlebell form.
And
Listen, I don't talk a lot of shit about OnlyFans girls. I'm not a fan of that morally wise. I mean, I don't hate on them. Do what you're gonna do. This is your choice. The internet's forever. So if you are naive enough to think that your asshole shot isn't ever gonna be scrubbed fully from the internet, it's always gonna be there. It just is. It is what it is. That's just how the internet works. So that's what you have in that stance of it. The problem though is it's not the girls that you have to like reprimand and yell at. It's the guys that feed into that shit. It's the dude that sends a random chick just because he's attracted to her $5,000 for just existing. That's the problem. And we got to societally, like start bringing back shaming of the dudes that lean into that. You're paying $2.99 to see this girl do basically what she does on Instagram, just without the top now. Come on, bro. What are we doing?
It just goes back to that men preying on weak men. Like weak men, they want love, they want interaction, they want a woman that's going to cherish them and is going to take care of them, and bring us back to our roots, like it was in the 40s and the 50s. The 30s, the 40s, the 50s is where men went to war and they had wives, and there's the famous picture of the soldier kissing the woman as he's literally taking off on the train. That's love, like that.
Or when they came home after Times Square.
Yes,
but that was a random chick. I think my man just planted one on her.
Oh, then one of the pictures. I think that
was the start. That was the start of it all, right there.
But like, they were looking to come home to these women, and these women were looking to cherish them and love them and cook for them, and when they are coming back from war, literally. So, they would get married, they would build a family, and that is deep down what all these people want. Hi, Kenji. How are you, buddy?
Yes.
How are you, buddy? Can I pet you? Oh, yes.
Sorry, Kenji break.
I can pet you. This is the first time I'm ever petting his dog.
They're not going to be able to
in like 5 years.
He's too far over.
Yes. He's like a shark. He's like just like moving around.
Yeah, he's just figuring shit out. He's big as hell. For those that can, well, you can't see. But anyway,
should make an Instagram for him.
I wanted to. It's just more shit to post.
Nah.
It's just exhausting.
Hi, buddy. How you doing? You good? You good? Yeah. Where is he? There he is. He's right here. He's literally right here, right next to me. He's just a big floof. Here's his tail.
It's a big ass dog.
Here's his tail.
Yeah, don't touch that.
Oh, okay.
You might not like that.
Right. I mean, he's chilling right now.
Yeah, he wants you to pet him. So anyway,
So what I was going back to, so
how you were going back to a more traditional type of a household and role in society.
Yes. And that is what all these people are craving now with women, with what they're doing. Some of them are just doing it for the money, but some of them are doing it for the attention, for the connection of these men. And men, it's the same thing. They are doing it because they want a woman in their life, somebody that they can talk to, somebody that they can be with, and that they want to cherish. And it's unfortunate with social media, with the internet, that it is easily accessible to them if they have money to pay for it. So I believe that everybody needs love. Everybody deserves love. Everybody needs God. Everybody needs faith in their life. And they need to get back to that traditional route, because that is ultimately what is going to give them happiness. If you give a man a home with his children, with his woman, and with his family, he will be a lot more happier, the happiest he has been in his life, rather than him just sitting on the couch and just looking at OnlyFans and giving all his money and his savings towards that girl, because that unfortunately does happen.
Oh, it does happen.
It is.
I know people that not have spent their life savings on it, but I know people that have actively. What do you eat? Hey, leave your paw alone. That have actively paid for OnlyFans memberships, and It's a roast session. I can't do it. I can't fathom just spending money on a random chick like that. It's just insane.
Mm-hmm.
Just for existing. Now, there was some girl that makes a ton of loot. I forget her name.
Some of them make $1 million a month.
A month, yeah.
A month.
Well, there was one that said that one guy has spent like $4 million on her.
Wow.
And they've never like actually seen each other. But at that point, I'm pretty sure that's a money laundering scheme. I'm pretty sure my dude's washing money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Is that a write-off entertainment? Is that what it's considered?
Probably.
Yeah, maybe we're doing it wrong.
I think one of the UFC fighters, he started doing OnlyFans too. And he said he makes more money doing that than he does in the UFC and fighting.
So crazy.
It's nuts. But sex sells. That's the sad part. You know, that's why on Instagram, you know, women who show their bodies and show their shoulder routine, but it's really just their butt. You know, people feed into that. People
Shoulder day, but the camera's pointed directly at her ass.
And that's what people.
How'd that happen?
You know?
Why is that like that?
The camera.
The tripod sagged. Oh my God, I hate when that happens. It was like really high up and then it just went down. I swear.
Yeah, it's.
I swear I did it for me. I did it for me.
And yeah, it's just that you can laugh at it, but you could just like kind of ponder. It's like, you know, it's crazy how that sells and that will get people going. Same thing with the Liver King. Like he looks great in the eyes, you know. Like I mean, apparently to people he does, you know, not to us, but he looks gross.
My guy looked like he needed to stretch and have a bath. That's what he looked like to me. Every time I saw him pop up on my For You or whatever, I was just like, man, we got to get this guy a bar of soap.
And people are looking at like his body and like, wow, I want to look like that. Like, oh my God. It's scary.
He's one of the guys that looks uncomfortable. Like when there are just muscular dudes that you could tell. I don't know if it's synthol. I don't know what it is, but they're just uncomfortable and they're just always flexed. It's like, brother, relax your ass cheeks, bro. Chill out.
It's big insecurity issues.
Yeah,
they're never happy with how they look, and you know, bodybuilding is that.
Oh, I'm never happy with how I look either. So I just want to face that demon head on.
Why?
I don't because I've swung on all spectrums of weight and size and looks. So it does become difficult for me to have a good relationship with food, but at the same time, accept that there are seasonal changes in my body where sometimes I may be really lean, sometimes I may be a little heavier.
My imaginary glasses. Okay, would you like to dissect this?
It's psychological shit, bro. It's psychological. When you go from 270 pre-diabetic in 10th grade to 190 over the course of the next 4 years, back to 240, 240 in a year to 150, 150 back up to 180. Bro, it's the roller coaster ride of just seeing how different your body has been in all of these different areas.
So it stems from childhood, which most stuff does. Like me, I was bullied. So when I was young and I wanted to off myself, I put a knife to my throat. And that, it doesn't affect me today, but that was a big thing in my childhood. So usually sometimes with that, it stems from something within, you know, between ages of 7 and 13. That's when you start to.
More impressionable ages.
Correct. Yeah. So, all right. So it stems from childhood. So the food and the weight fluctuation, that's what's kind of like.
Well, yeah. I mean, listen, when I was doing, OG and I was going to U, shouts to Taylor, last class. That was cool yesterday.
T-Frisch.
That was a fucking scorcher.
T-Frisch.
But
he had a mean Darce choke like 7 years ago. It was tight.
I'm trying to get him back on the mats.
He was savage, dude.
Yeah.
He was really good.
I'm trying to get him back on the mats.
He literally looked like Captain America.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he was just brolic. And he had a sick Darce choke. Really good.
Yeah. I keep trying to hit your move and I keep fucking it up.
I gotta show you.
Yeah. Stuff in the head, throwing the arm through.
Yeah, it's really going over the head. I'll just say it really quick. Going over the head while they are covered up in half guard. As you're going over the head.
It's no-gi night tonight, so I need this.
So as you're going over the head, right, you're stuffing their head with your bicep. You're grabbing on the inside arm. As you do that, you have that control. Just start to slide that hand in. And grab. Yeah. Grab here and then just let go. And then alternate. Just do that.
I get anaconda chokes. That I like.
Anaconda chokes are fun.
I like those.
Josh Hinger,
especially when they go turtle and you just shoot it through. For those that don't know what we're talking about, it's jiu-jitsu stuff.
Josh Hinger, when he did a seminar back at my gym years ago, he had a sick guillotine series, and I actually got his DVD and I watched it, and it was sick. You could hit guillotines from so many different positions. And the anaconda choke, that was one of the things that he showed us. And like went into an anaconda, you could transition to the darts. It's pretty cool.
I got to get you to Sarah's, man.
You know what? I realized like, because over the past 5 years, I've been like getting into conversations about it, of going back to it with different people and like, you know, just like go randomly. But it's like I realized I'm like, my head isn't into getting into it as much as I thought I was. So unless I am like fully driven to get back into it and live that lifestyle again, I'm not going to do it. So, but what I will say is, you know, whatever happens or whatever I decide with my gym as I'm 3 years in, and now it's like the next story and next page in the chapter of what I'm going to do with it. It's either I open it up and there is a jiu-jitsu gym around the corner or somewhere close to my vicinity, or I make a mat. I think Westside Barbell just made like a jiu-jitsu cage, have that in my gym, and then I have a black belt come in and teach and give them opportunity. Then I'm their student. And cool. I'm big with just, if I'm going to have a coach, I need somebody who lives and breathes and dies it, and they are what they preach. I don't want to have somebody that isn't a savage. I don't want to have somebody that isn't able to literally just like, you know, school me in every single possible way, because I hold myself to an elite style standard. If I was going to hire a strength and conditioning coach, he needs to be the top of the line. So if I'm going to go to a jiu-jitsu gym, then it really depends on the coach, and it really depends on, you know, certain factors of life. Yeah. But it was great. It was such an amazing experience.
I love it, dude. I fell in love. I fell in love with it. I never thought I would like it. And to be honest with you, before I talked to you about it, I kind of just went and signed up, and then I remember I was like, oh shit, Tom used to compete. Totally forgot. Didn't even realize.
Yeah, man. I used to be there. I used to live and breathe it all the time.
Me right now, dude. I go fucking out basically every day.
No, it's
That's
good.
why last night was totally different. Training I did, you know. They did 2 rounds, 50 seconds on, 50 seconds off. Oh, wow. But it was alternating with your partner. Mm-hmm. So it was on the rower, 50 seconds on, then you get off there, your partner gets on, 50 seconds on. Yeah. And the next set is 40 seconds. You go 40, 30, 20, 10, and then you go back from 50. So it's 2 rounds, 50 down. And you did that on the ski, the erg. One was devil presses.
Oh, it sucks.
Yeah, devil presses, and then the other one was running on the assault runner, and then the other one was bar toe taps with the bar, and then thrusters.
Yeah, that's what I want. I would love to have a gym where it has both. It has jiu-jitsu mats and it has the strength and conditioning room. So, yeah, man, it was great. It was such a fun time, and it really molds you into a man. It really does. I recommend every single dude should do jiu-jitsu. Women too. Like,
oh, it's great self-defense.
Yeah, women too. 100%.
The girls that I roll with at Sarah's, man, obviously you're respectful to them, and you don't give them all of your strength and all like the pressure that you would normally would. But every now and then you do a little bit, just this way they can feel, if they ever have to defend themselves against a full-grown man, they feel what it does feel like, and you have to give them that, but also let them work. You have to be there's a clear line and distinction of the two. Mm-hmm. It's been great, man. I fucking love it. I'm talking about my ear for the last 2 weeks. I feel cool. I'm not draining it.
You have to, dude.
Why, bro? Right. It's gonna harden up. It's gonna harden up, dude.
Let me see.
What's up with this guy? Is he coming in here acting like he knows about ear drains? Where's your cauliflower ear?
What happens? Because I knew how to train.
Whoa!
What happens?
Sir, the door is that way.
What happens when
you can get the fuck out?
It doesn't get trained.
All right, purple belt. I'm one away,
dude. I did it for 5 years. I don't got no cauliflower yet. All right.
Do you know why? Do you know why I've gotten it? Like the actual reason? Everyone keeps asking me, did I pull out of triangles or anything like that? No, never pulled my head out like that. The reason it started, I passed low on the gi. Mm-hmm. My ear's been rubbing against the gi every time I pass.
If cauliflower ear isn't drained, the accumulated blood can harden, leading to scar tissue formation and permanent deformity of the ear sheath. This deformity is often permanent. It is not treated within a week. The cartilage can die, leading to misshaping of the ear that may even flop over. Elaboration: cauliflower ear occurs when blood accumulates between the skin and cartilage.
I hear nothing about necrosis of the tissue.
Cartilage death
Yeah,
die?
cartilage death. All right.
Permanent deformity. All
Fucking
right.
die so I don't get it again.
All right, so maybe it doesn't get infected. All right. I mean,
I think, truthfully, I think it gets infected if you drain it and then you go roll, and then the
oh yeah, that yeah. All right.
or they put a button in it. I think that's what they call it. They put a button stitch in it.
Well, I mean, if you get cauliflower, then people will be afraid of you. So there you go.
Yeah, I'd like some type of, I smile at everybody on the street, so I'd like some type of physical intimidation factor, or maybe they just think I'm fucking deformed. They're just like, oh, that poor child.
Nah, it's true though. When you go into
Oh, they must have drank.
when you see somebody walking around, or you're going to a place and you see a guy with cauliflower ear, you know not to mess with him. You're like, oh, he's the real deal.
That'd be nice. That'd be a nice feeling. That'd be great.
What were we talking about before jiu-jitsu?
You're trying to get deep into my roots of why I never appreciate how I look.
Oh.
Yeah, you were trying to get into the psychological difference of it. I mean, it's really not it is that deep, but it's really not that deep. My parents split up. I'd go to my father's house, and basically, he just fed me like an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
He just fed me. My dad had MS. He couldn't really do a lot of stuff. He worked as an iron worker all week. He didn't really want to go out and do things, or if he did, he'd buy my affection, and he'd buy me like trading cards and shit like that. Video games to keep me occupied. But then on top of it, he would just buy a bunch of junk food, and it would be like a fucking smorgasbord every weekend that I'd go to my dad's house. I'd come back, my mom would be like, are you heavier? What's going on?
Mm-hmm. So it's a childhood parent type of thing. So then how can we get you to be happy in your skin?
I mean, I'm generally happy, but I feel like there's always more that I should or could be doing. Like even when I'll tell you what this is how I know I was fucked up psychologically for.
Are you sure you want to get into it?
No.
We don't have to. We don't have. No, it's all right.
No, I'm joking. I don't care. I talked about my ass surgery on here. What are you kidding me? I don't give a shit.
Oh my God! Yes, when you had hemorrhoids.
It wasn't a hemorrhoid, bro. Chill out, man.
What was it?
Put out fake shit on the internet.
What was it?
No, it was called a fistula. It actually sounds worse than a hemorrhoid.
What?
Fistula.
Fistula?
Yeah, look it up. Yeah.
Fistula? How do you?
Fistula. It's horrible. First off, when the doctor told me what it was, I said, brother, we're going to have to use a different term because.
Fistula.
No, fistula.
Fistula. Okay.
I was like, brother.
Anal fistula. Okay.
There you go.
An infected tunnel between the skin and the anus.
There you go.
What happens when you have a fistula? A fistula is an abnormal connection between two parts of the body or between a body part and the skin that allows fluid or tissue to pass between them.
It can happen in your heart.
When
Glad I got it in my butt. Pause. No Diddy.
Have you kept up with the Diddy trial?
No. All I know is if I hear that man behind me, I'm running.
When a fistula develops, it can lead to various symptoms depending on its location and the nature of the underlying condition. Fluid or pus leakage, pain, discomfort, swelling and redness, incontinence, systemic symptoms, infection. Damn. So that's what you had. Okay.
Horrific.
Yeah. I remember it. You were suffering. It was bad.
Horrific.
Yeah.
Remember when I came in, I shot photos for you and Bronson?
Yeah.
The day after my surgery, I'm in traffic in Queens. I just had butt surgery.
Yeah.
I'm like sweating. I'm wearing a man diaper. I'm like, oh God, why is it so hot out here?
Yeah. I remember you were. Yeah. That wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times, man.
Yeah.
Good times. Never again. Yeah, that just fucking happened. But what was I saying? I don't remember what you were saying.
Why aren't you? How can we have you happy in your skin?
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. That the tough portion of that whole scenario and fiasco was the fact that it was my dad would pick me up. He'd pick me, and I'm sure he has different viewpoints on the whole situation, but he'd pick me up for whatever the weekend that I'd spend with him. We'd go get trays of sushi, Ben and Jerry's ice cream. I'd eat the whole pint. Now, there's a kid not active.
Yeah.
It's different if you and I eat a pint of ice cream after we've rolled and done jujitsu or fucking trained with kettlebells and sandbags and shit like that, ran like Pooch, ran halfway across the world and came back just in time for lunch. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just fucking dog, bro. He's a dog. So it's just it's different. This is a sedentary child that you're feeding thousands of calories to in an evening. And then he'd go to sleep after. I would be playing PlayStation 2 and just hanging out in his apartment. And then I remember I'd just go into his kitchen. He'd have chips. He'd have Hot Pockets. I'd eat the whole thing of Hot Pockets, like 4 or 5 Hot Pockets. on top of more ice cream.
So what I do is when I see myself getting a little bit pudgier than usual, I go into just a little deficit.
Yeah.
I just eat one less meal. So for people who are listening, if you want knowledge on nutrition and how I do it, doesn't work for everybody, but this is how I do it. I just eat one less meal a day. So if I'm going from eating 3 or 4 meals a day, I will eat 2 or 3. So like today, I just ate once. So what is it? It's 1:42. I have to go back to the gym. I have to work. I'll probably eat like one more big meal, and that's pretty much it. Like I'll just eat twice, and that helps me cut weight. That helps me trim fat, and that helps me just has my muscles pop a little bit more.
You don't have any problems with the way that you train? Like
Eating
energy and whatnot?
Nah, man, I don't have any. Nah, I mean, there's some days I do. Like some days it's whether if I don't sleep enough or if I'm tired, but I still do something. The days that I know that I'm fatigued or that I didn't get enough sleep or if I just feel shot, I'll just do like a cardio-based workout. I'll just do mad reps of stuff because my body cannot physically or mentally output that much power to deadlift 700 or to do a 150 snatch overhead. I can't do that. But for the most part, I could train every day. Like it's just more of like a mental thing. It's more of like a psychological thing, like how a lot of things are with people. But it's to where what we're talking about now, like psychologically, like with me, like I know that I like being lean-ish, but I enjoy food. I love food, you know? So I'm never going to be like so ripped and so like shredded that because I know it's just not worth it. It just doesn't make me happy. Like what makes me happy is just like being lean, being cut, being big, but also being strong. As long as I'm strong, then everything else will come with it. The physique, the feelings, I just focus on strictly strength. That's it. I don't care about my physique to where it's like, oh, I need to do bicep curls because I want better arms. No, my arms are the biggest and most defined they've ever been just by doing what I've been doing. But I realize that I know when I'm getting a little bit pudgier, I should like, lay off just certain snacks, certain foods. But it's a quick switch. I'm not going to like, my headspace, I'm not going to like make it the end of, just make it a big thing. I'm like, all right, I don't like how I look. I'm going to just kind of lay off some food, like just kind of be in a deficit. So, but it's hard for some people. A lot of people psychologically, they suffer with that. And with me, with training people, I've had to deal with that a couple times. But people with those kind of eating disorders, it's like, how do you help that person? How do you try to tell them what to do? It's like, okay, you have a bad relationship with food. Do they work well with constantly having to text them like, hey, like, did you eat your meals today? Did you hit your macros? Or is it telling them, all right, well, what you're eating obviously isn't working. It's not right. So, you need to stop eating like crap. You need to stop eating garbage. But they either go to food as a source of happiness and they can't get rid of that dopamine hit, or they just don't want to eat at all. So it's between being anorexic, really skinny, or being overweight.
Like bulimic.
Yeah. So when I talk to clients or when I'm
binging,
or when I'm thinking of it within myself, I'm like, all right, well, obviously what works for me could work for other people or, it could not. But it's really finding that fine line of having to, finding that happiness within yourself on how you look or how you perform or whatever. Because a lot of people, they do suffer from that. But I guess when you find your niche in your training or your diet and you are getting to a point where you are happy with how you look or how you perform, then that's the goal. That's the ultimate lifeline that I get that everybody should experience.
I felt good when I was doubling up on HIIT classes and jiu-jitsu. The problem was I was fucking killing myself.
You were tired. Yeah, your body was just going.
Still tired. I'm still tired. I'm not even training like that. I'm still tired.
Tired as in like you had like, just overall fatigue.
I was fatigued. Yeah. And my tendonitis is still not alleviated in my right arm. I still can't straighten out my right arm totally. I also played handball for years.
I loved handball.
Bro, I played handball for years, like very competitively and with our group. And I
running around all the time.
Dude, I'm hoping that I don't have like Tommy John issues like that where they need to do Tommy John surgery.
Did you ever like switch your hand like when you played?
I did, but I was righty, so I always hit power hand righty. Yeah, no, it didn't work out very well.
You're like Michael Phelps with your right, and then just like with your left.
Yeah.
That's how I am with my right. When I write, I'm like, okay, my handwriting's it's terrible anyway. But when I write with my right, I'm like, okay, I'm good. And then my left, I'm just like.
He's lying about his right hand being good though.
No, well for me it's good. All right, for me it's good.
Looks like the ancient hieroglyphs in Egypt. I told you that.
Pharmaceutical handwriting.
Yeah. Just without the degree.
Yeah.
Just without
Never
the degree.
happening.
Without the degree.
Never happening.
Yeah.
I'm not that smart to do that.
No, you're smart in other areas. We're smart in our respective industries and areas of work.
Yeah.
So what's training been like for you lately? Are you going to be doing World's Strongest Man again?
Today I like doing time sets. What I realized that was fun today. So I put on a 30-minute timer, 100 reps of everything, 100 snatches at a 62-pound kettlebell, 100 rotational slams. You getting a call? 450. Oh, it's a countdown.
Keep going.
So yeah, warm up was 100 snatches at 62 pounds, 100 med ball rotational slams, 100 med ball sit up, and 100 cows on the ski. So I wanted to put a 30-minute timer on and be, okay, I need to finish this within 30 minutes. Like, I need to get this done. Because if I didn't, I would probably kind of drag a little bit, and I would be getting it done like 35, 40. But I got it done in, I think, 27 minutes. So that's good. As long as I get it below 30, I'm happy. I don't need to do it in 20 minutes and kill myself. That's fine. So I realized that I really like that. I like having a time set. But training has basically kind of been the same. There are some days like I'll do a lot of volume and some days I'll just max out and see what I can do. The other day I had 5 working sets of a squat workout. So squat, bench, kettlebell snatch, and one other movement. But it was 10 reps of everything. So 10 squat, 10 press, 10 snatch, and 10 swings or whatever I did. But my last set, I did like 1 to 3 reps of everything. I'm like, all right, let me see how my body feels and what I can do in that moment. Cool. So that's
top end sets then.
Yeah. So first 4 sets are the volume, and then last sets are the kind of max out efforts type of the ways. And it's been pretty good. I mean, my numbers and everything have been going up. I did 80 pounds on the mace today. I shouldered my 360 sandbag. Right now, I'm training, just coasting. Just keep doing
what you're doing.
Yeah. I want to compete, but I don't know what I want to do.
Are you requalified?
For
World's Strongest Man, or you got to do it?
I'm not doing it. Yeah, I'm not doing it. It was just too much. Too much on the body. A lot of guys got hurt, and it was just like, all right, I win, and then what? That's the sad truth about it. It's like, all right.
That could be said about a lot of different things at the entry-ish level. You know what I'm saying?
It was a fun.
You win, and then what else? That's the same thing with like a local jiu-jitsu tournament. You win, and then what else?
It was a fun experience. My father loved it. He had a blast because he's older. He's 68, 69, and he's just a home man. He's a family man, and he doesn't really do stuff like that. So to bring him to another country and to show him like what a community is like of savages, he had a blast. He never took his eyes off the stage. He was talking to people. He had a great time.
Yeah.
And it was cool to see another country. It was cool to experience that. I hit weights I never thought I could do. 660 on my back. I thought my spine was going to snap in half. 600-pound timber carry. A 300-pound Husafel metal coffin carry. It was ridiculous, but it was fun. Now, like, just my priorities is just like, my personal stuff that's going on, and just what I'm gonna do with the business and with the gym, and then
I know you've been kicking around a couple ideas.
Yeah, what the universe and what God is showing me and what to do with my personal life. And how to move forward. It's still like options. It's like, do I go to Brooklyn to live with Sam and, to work in the city? Do I expand in Long Island and hit up my investors and bring her on the team and we kind of create it together? What is the best choice? What's the best thing financially? What's the best thing that's going to give both of us, give us that light and give us that fulfillment? I would love to have a slightly bigger space so I can deck it out with all that stuff. Rowers, ski ergs, assault bikes, just better equipment, more areas to do stuff because my gym is very small, but I've outgrown it, and now it's just starting to get annoying.
Which is a positive thing.
It's
a positive thing that you've outgrown it.
Yeah, and I believe that if I expand, then business and people will come because of just having a bigger space and having more opportunity to do stuff, like have coaches hold workshops, have Sam hold her certifications, have coaches come in, have Pooch, O'Furley, my guy Mark, like just people coming in and building a solid team. So right now, I just think that, like we talked about, I think the space is holding me back a lot. I think that's what's been happening in the past 3 years. So now it's just having that shift and that mindset business shift. Like, okay, do I go bigger? Is that going to give me the leverage in what I want to do. I think it is, you know, because I'll have a lot more to work with. But then it's the risk. It's the risk of people not coming, and that's everybody's fear of you open up anything and people not supporting or people not coming. That's just the truth that people are not willing to tell, or people are not willing to.
No risk, no reward.
Yeah. So, you know, but I believe that if I expand, then things would definitely pop off a lot more. So yeah, right now my focus is just in my personal life and business-wise. Training is still good. I'll always be a savage, but competing and everything, it's not really on my to-do list yet. I want to do it, but it's like kind of at the bottom of the totem pole. Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah. What about you?
Oh, fucking don't point to the tactical game, son. It's been tough, man. In a positive way. It's been tough because business has been great. I've been very busy. I've been very blessed to be very busy with AN and AN Performance, AN Sups. For those that don't know, it's been awesome. I've been doing a lot of work with them. I've been culling through a couple of retainer clients that I just don't suit my business anymore. And unfortunately, we had that conversation the other day. As a business owner, you have to have that conversation openly, wholeheartedly sometimes.
Yep.
Where you just go, it's just not worth my time.
It's not worth the time. It's not worth the stress.
Money is great, but you have to at sometimes just go, I can't keep hounding you for money. I can't keep doing this and that. So I've cut a few people out as reoccurring clients. It sucks to do that because you like having money come in, but other shit comes in instead. It's funny how like the universe just kind of replaces people and things when it needs to.
If it's not worth it, if you have to say in your head this is not worth it, then it doesn't matter the dollar sign. You'll have your peace of mind is just more important than dealing with that stuff. And as business owners, as you elevate, as you progress, and as things change and you start to give better service, some people aren't going to like it, or they're going to be like, oh, well, you change. It's just like, no, I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to elevate. Like, you guys have a job. You guys have a consistent paycheck. Like, most of the time it doesn't switch for you guys, but which is cool. You want that lifestyle. But with us, we have to constantly reinvent and constantly figure out ways to provide better service because we're not guaranteed a paycheck. We're on the clock all the time, 24 hours. You know, you could have a new client hit you up at 8 o'clock at night. Like, hey, I have a $5,000 a month gig. Do you want to do it? Oh,
sure.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Okay, let's talk. You know, you send them an email. You set up a Zoom call. So Steve Harvey said, once you start to elevate, that's when you're going to start losing people. Mm-hmm. Because they're going to be either jealous or they are going to be insecure in their own ways. And they're going to be, oh, well, Nick is doing a lot better than me, or Nick is thriving right now. Like, why aren't I doing that? Why aren't I getting the things that he's getting? And it's the sad truth. You know, you would think that people close to you want to see you succeed, but no, it's the complete opposite. They want to see your downfall. They don't want to see you happy at all. At all. I get to see a stranger, but then strangers make you rich. Strangers will support you no matter what. People in Australia support me. I did a session with a guy a couple years ago. This guy, I think his name's, I forgot his name, Jared, Australian guy. We did a session on clubs and landmines, and I never met him before in my life. But he's like, hey, I love what you do. Like, I want to support you, you know. And we still keep in touch. His fiance at the time, she hit me up like, hey, like, Jay's birthday is coming up. Like, would you want to give a gift? I go, yeah, absolutely. I never met this guy ever. I did one session with him and he keeps in touch with me, but I'm like, yeah, of course I'll support him. Like, I don't know. I'm probably never going to meet him. Maybe one day I will, but he was a really nice guy and I support what he does. And it's just crazy how the people closest to you will want to see you fail and not be happy.
Well, because they don't want to see you do better than them, and that's the
it's just sad, dude.
That's the quote that you hear all the time. They want to see you do well, but not better than them, and it's very unfortunate that a lot of scenarios play out that way. But you also have to understand that, like, as the podcast grows, for me, as my business grows, you know, you put out more and more clips. You focus more on the live streaming side of things. You focus more on like whatever your business thing is. And you just put your head down and work. The people that you thought would spend the money, the people that you thought would share the clips, the people that you thought were going to like every video because liking costs nothing, but it helps the algorithm and engagement, they never show up. But once you make it, and once you are at maybe not the top, but you're rising, all of a sudden they're going to be like, I know Tom. I know Nick. Like, I remember when they first started. I remember when Tom was, like, putting up videos in his backyard, and now he's, like, this big dude. He's got this huge spot that everyone goes to for jiu-jitsu and clubs and this and that and all this.
Oh, and it's going to happen.
Yeah. Or it's the same thing with me. So it's just
– yeah.
It's just such an interesting thing to see. You have to just – I guess kind of just the moral of the story is you have to just stay unapologetically authentic to yourself. You have to just continue to do the things that make you happy, like having the conversations. Listen, there's no script for today's episode. We're just hanging out. We're just bullshit.
We just free balling, baby.
Free balling. Woo! No,
I
got drawers on. I can't free ball. Too much.
Is that what free balls mean?
Yeah, too much friction, man. You get chafed.
We were just going live, just having fun. I didn't know that meant that.
That means free balling. Yeah, that means your testicles are swinging. But
yeah,
now
I know.
You know.
Oh well, now I know.
Let me tell you something. I had when I lived in my old development, there was like a community center and gym and sauna and everything like that. I think back to some of my earlier experiences. What's the matter? We got a gnat in here?
No, it's just Kenji's hair. You're
okay. I look back to some of my earlier experiences and I just go, man, that was creepy as fuck. I had one of the neighbors in my development. Me and my friend were just like in the hot tub. First off, I don't know why it was like boiling outside. We should have went to the pool. I don't know why we're in the hot tub. But this old dude just came into the locker room, balls swinging.
Oh, yeah, that's
like one of those
gym.
things on people's desks.
That's every gym's locker room.
Like this. And he was just like having a full conversation with two young dudes in the hot tub. And I'm, brother, go somewhere else.
Yep.
I don't want to see that shit. I got my own. I don't want to see yours. It's cool. Anyway, talking about free balling. So, yeah. Dude,
sorry I brought that up.
Nah, the internet's happy. So it's just staying authentically true to yourself, putting the stuff out there.
Put value on yourself.
Put value on yourself. Just believe in yourself. Listen, if it goes somewhere, great. If it doesn't, and you start to not enjoy it anymore, there's literally a post I put up the other day. I would not miss a chest day or an arm day at the gym. I could not wait every single week to train those two body parts. Couldn't wait. But now, I couldn't be fucking bothered.
Could care less. Yeah.
I could care less. I actually had this conversation with my dude, Don. He's an older guy in his 40s. I actually want to bring him to your gym.
Cool.
He would love it. I've been trying to get him to come down, but he can't break the mental cycle. Don's shredded. Bro, Don's test levels are like almost 1,000.
How old is he? 40?
Mid-40s. Okay. Never taken anything. He's just like that guy. But he is still stuck in the mentality of hitting those bro splits.
Yeah.
Of hitting the arm day and the chest day. I'm like, bro, you got to like do some functional shit. It's going to help you immensely at jiu-jitsu. And he just can't get out of his own way mentally of thinking that. So I used to be like that. I couldn't think of anything else. I'd wake up and I'd be so excited to go to the gym. Then I started training with you. Then I did the OG stuff, which is like the group fitness, high intensity interval classes and stuff like that. Then I started the jiu-jitsu. I can't be bothered going to a regular gym anymore. I just
oh no, you will never like by myself.
I just canceled my membership, which Vinny's a nice guy. He owns Revolution Fitness over here. He actually is supposed to come on the podcast, but I canceled my membership with him, and of course they're just like, well, we require a 30-day notice. Yeah. Here's my notice. Take my extra $50. Whatever, bro.
You will,
but I can't do it again. I can't.
Like by myself to just hunky dory, just go in the gym. No, like I cannot deal with it because people there, it's just the atmosphere. I can't tolerate anymore. The best workouts I ever had was in the Synergy basement in Franklin Square years ago.
Next to the movie theater, right?
Those were the best workouts I had as a kid growing up in training. I met some great guys, and they were just savages. And we always see each other every day, 11 o'clock at night, just hanging out, lifting heavy weight. It was great. It was fun. But now, I don't know, just how I train, it's just amazing. I feel incredible. Like I'm in the best shape I've ever been in my life. And trying to get these people to see it of what the benefit is, it's like pulling teeth because it's like what you said, people are so stuck in their ways. Or, oh, well, you know, how's a kettlebell clean going to be different than a bicep clean? A bicep curl. Bicep curls are easy. That is the easiest thing in the world that you can do. So y'all watching this, you dudes, bicep curls, that's easy, bruh. Cleaning a kettlebell at 100 pounds, talk to me then. I don't care about your 25, 30-pound bicep curls. Anybody can do that. If you want to learn a skill, if you want to get really strong and being able to build your grip strength and be powerful, kettlebell cleans and all that stuff is going to benefit you in so many more ways than just regular bicep curls. And I'm doing my best to show these guys what's good and show them the light.
Yeah.
Show them what's good.
Speaking of the light, I see you have your navigation on.
Yeah, I got a couple more minutes.
So you got a couple more minutes? Okay.
Yeah.
So you had
I just have this long because sometimes I just lose track of time.
That's okay. What time do you have to be back by?
I got to be there by 3:15, so I got another 20 minutes.
All right. So we'll do another like 10-ish and, whatever. Yeah. But so you're asking training. So yeah, so the training, unless I got to the gym every single morning at 5 a.m., the tactical games training hasn't really been happening. That's the problem.
5 in the morning.
Yeah, I have to go. I have to train. I have to get the weight stuff that they want me to do done. And then I have to, and some of it, honestly, I need sandbags. And I've been hauling my sandbags around in my trunk. And it's just not conducive.
Oh, that was me years ago. Yep.
And it's just not conducive to being able to train the way that you need to and want to.
Yeah.
So I went to my mom's last weekend. I tried to clean the garage out and get that space set up so I can start training there a little bit. It's going to suck in the winter again. But that's ultimately that's what I want to do. I want to have, when I get my own house and I get my own spot, I want to have my training space within it.
Yeah.
I have all of that rogue equipment that's in my garage currently at my mom's house. I moved out. I live in my apartment. So she's about 15 minutes away now. But still, it's like...
It's a hassle.
It's a hassle to like go. But I'd rather go there to train, especially in the warmer months, than go and spend $50 a month at a gym.
Yeah.
I just don't need to. I told them, I said, yo, the gym's great. You got great equipment, all this shit, but like, I don't really need all this equipment. And I'm paying for something that I haven't even been going to. Because a lot of times if I don't get there 5 a.m., I'm looking at my clock. I'm like, okay, all day I'm working, doing whatever I'm got to do, shoots, blah, 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 podcast, whatever. And then 6:30 hits and I'm just like, oh, it's jiu-jitsu time. Okay, let's go.
Yeah. I think if I didn't have my gym, I don't know where I would train. I'd probably just do jiu-jitsu full time because like I cannot train anywhere else.
Nope.
Like, you know, with what I do and what I want to do, like that is, I can't do it anywhere else in where I live.
I also wanted to leave the sandbags at Sarah's, but I knew everyone would start. Dude,
yeah, no.
I knew everyone would start using them when they're soaked with their
Gross.
rash guards,
Yeah,
and then
gross.
that's just a great way to get staff.
Yeah, no. The sandbag will be black by the time
Yeah.
in like a month or two.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. It's like, yeah, like I was telling you before, I emailed Sorenex to see like just get ideas of what a rig would look like or what's like the best possible design for a space or for a gym. Cause like my brain starts working, it starts going nuts of like, oh, I'm going to put this here, I'm going to put that there. Like at this point, it's like, what's the most efficient? How can I have like a 20-person class and making sure everybody's on top of their game and not just like wasting time or like waiting for weights all the time. Like
Putzing around.
Yeah, and then it just bringing that old school like mentality or just like having a new style of training in Long Island and these areas to do because nobody's doing this stuff. And with all my friends on Instagram, none of them own gyms. So it's like, what is the proper way to bring this style of training to people and to have it accessible to them and have it, you know, just build and grow and just have savages in there and what to do? Because people, you know, trying to convince people to do the things that you're doing, some of them may be like, oh, that's good for you, but I'm fine. Like, I don't need to do that. It's like, why? You are bored with your training style. You're not seeing the results that you want. You're complaining about everything. So maybe what you're doing isn't working. At least come try it out, see what happens. You may fall in love with it. So obviously, if you are doing something that is not working for you or something that is not giving you progress, then you need to go into some retrospect and be like, okay, maybe I need more effort. Maybe I need to fix my diet, or maybe I just need to do something completely different. And that's fine. I tell people all the time, listen, if my stuff's not for you, just tell me.
You got to pivot.
I'd rather these people tell me, hey, listen, like it's just not for me. It's too hard. Okay, don't tell me you're going to sign up in a month. I know you're not. Don't tell me that you're going to do this, that you're going to do that. I know you're not going to do it. You could just tell me straight up. I respect you more by telling me that than you saying, yeah, I'm going to sign up in 2 weeks and then just completely disappear. Like, I'm good. I don't care. If it's too hard for you, just let me know. That's perfectly fine. So, but yeah, the future is exciting.
Yeah, man, there's a lot of cool stuff. I would love to see if we can get you involved with tactical games.
Hey, listen, man, I'm open to.
Because they do use the sandbags and stuff like that, and they do a lot of that training. That would be cool as it becomes more popular to get you as one of like the affiliate gyms.
Yeah, or even like a coach for them. Because what is it? What is it? Sandbags and what else?
Yeah, well, they
Guns?
do. Yeah, I mean the gun stuff we obviously can't do, but
Yeah, nah, I ain't doing that.
yeah, that's a whole another level of insurance.
How to shoot guns?
Yeah, we're gonna teach you, but yeah, it's they do.
Cool concept though. I love it.
I'll show you some of the programming that they do off air. But all right. I think we're good. I think we've covered a lot of different topics. If any of you motherfuckers buy the Sydney Sweeney bathwater, I will send Tom to your house to beat the living shit out of you. Just it's not a threat, it's just a promise.
Just go to a farm and buy goat milk soap, man. Just do that instead.
Yeah, I think for them the goat milk soap doesn't serve the same purpose.
No, but like just
Yeah,
have some morals.
I don't think they're buying it for the soap.
Have some morals and values, bro.
Yeah, I think they need to go to church.
Go find God. Yeah.
Yeah, go do something.
Go find God.
Because actually, maybe you should have a consult with God outside of the church first. If you buy the bathwater soap and then you walk into the church, you might just burn up right there. That might be it. So you may want to consult prior. Yeah, holy. Shame. Shame.
It's so funny.
Yo, Tom. As usual, episode 134, Rizzology. Love you, bro. I appreciate you. Everybody for tuning in, thank you. Please follow Tom DeGiuli, Monster. We're keeping the same name for the gym? We might be changing things.
No, I'm gonna be rebranding.
Okay, so
just forget about it for now. Yeah, it's all right. We're gonna be rebranding.
Jacked motherfucker, Tom DeGiuli. Go check out all of his stuff. I appreciate you, bro. I love you.
Love you too, my dude.
On that note, I appreciate everybody for hanging out with us. But for now, peace.
Peace.